Warzone has a glaring issue, and it's not just in the gameplay. Let me elaborate a little bit. You see, Warzone has this thing called a weapon meta, where you have certain weapons that'll be considered the best of the best. Therefore, they get used more, hence the meta. My issue doesn't come from only certain guns being the best or being viable. Mine comes from the toxic Call of Duty community that basically pushes this meta however they want. And that's not all bad because, there were up times, like we had like the Growl, the M4, the Kilo, just a whole host of guns that we could use to our disposal. And that was great. That was a great time in Warzone. I love that period. And then came the toxic Call of Duty community to step in and say, Growl Zone, nerf the Growl. The Growl is too OP. The Bruin is too OP. And yeah, you're right. They were overpowered at one point. That's why they were in the meta. Yes, they needed a nerf. But if memory serves, they got nerfed so hard that they just pretty much became unusable. They were really difficult to use. So then people started to use other guns. What should we use next? This gun. We'll try this gun. The Kilo was still good. The M4 was still good. We still had a pretty nice host of guns. And then the Cold War transition came in. First, it was the DMR and then the MAC-10. MAC-10 is still pretty good. I don't think that one got nerfed as hard as it probably should have. Anyway, that's not the point. So now we have the AUG, the M16, and the FFAR. Basically, if you don't use these guns, you are not going to win a gunfight. Unless you're playing against literal bot lobbies. And at some point, and I'm not exactly sure when, but I remember a certain Twitch streamer by the name of Tim the Tap Man asking, we should get a burst meta. That would be pretty cool. A burst meta. And then his massive audience started to spread that, and then we got it. And then Tim complained. And everyone else complained. And we're like, this is too much. It's not very fun. By the way, Tim, I know that sounds like I'm giving you hate, but I'm not. I love watching your streams. You seem like a good dude. Anyway, back to the topic. And I'd like to say that this whole meta weapon, trying to call for what guns they want next to be good, it's just a little thing. You can literally look at, like, the past Call of Duty games, and it's the exact same shit. Like, it's just the exact same shit. I don't know what else to tell you. But instead of guns, they're trying to dictate what kind of games you need to create. Look back at Call of Duty Ghosts. Look back at Black Ops 3. Look back at all these games that were once considered bad. I remember when people would shit on Ghost, literally till their people's ears bled. And no one cared. No one stopped them. Yeah, you're right. I agree with you. Oh, Black Ops 3 is bad because it's got exo boosts. Yeah, those are ideals that I agree with. Black Ops 4 is bad because it's just the same thing as Black Ops 3 without jump boost. Okay, well, this is what you wanted. It's like we've always shit on everything that is modern and current, and then as soon as we get something, we're like, I miss that day, the day that I said I used to hate a lot. That was a lot of fun. Bring that back. And then they do, and then it's just immediately like, yeah, no, I don't want this anymore. Do something else. And I get that a game is supposed to progress, but it's nothing but a constant loop. It's like, how are you supposed to just keep going with this vicious cycle? It's like at some point, you just gotta say, fuck what the fan base thinks. We're just gonna do what we think is best, because clearly they're just gonna go in an infinite loop until this game burns to the ground. And that's not, again, to say that the fan base is always wrong. There are times when the fan base is right and that they should listen. But it's hard to decipher between what's good and what's bad because it's just constant yelling. It is just constant yelling. If you look on Twitter, it is just constant yelling. Infinite Warfare made arguably one of the better games of the modern era, and people are like, no, this game's still bad. We gotta do something else. And then Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War comes out. Yeah, it came out as a buggy mess. I think it's forgivable because of the fact that they literally had a quarter of the time, I think, to make this game. And don't worry, I'm not just going to shit on the fan base and the fan base only. I will be talking about the fact that we are no longer getting a new map, but instead we are getting an 80s version of the current map, which bothers me because I don't like Verdansk anymore. It is stale, it is old, but that's not the topic of this video. Let's get back on hand. And to circle back about the point on Twitter that it's just mindless chatter, the problem is that a lot of it is the vocal minority. And so somehow they have to cut through the chatter of Reddit saying, oh, this is bad, fix this. This is bad, fix this. Oh, why don't you do this instead? Hey, can we do this instead? Because, like, yes, you can look up the topic, but once again, how many tweets are they seeing? Is it comparable to the amount of players playing Warzone who maybe aren't complaining? You have to try to cut through the chatter and be like, all right, what is a problem? What isn't a problem? And I think what makes it even more annoying for these devs is the fact that they now have to do what Activision says to make money. Because they're a company, they have to make money. That's what Activision does. They are scummy, and they do it in scummy ways, I will admit. But now they have to listen to Activision, they have to listen to the fan base, and they want to try to make a game in a way that they like, that makes them happy. And the problem is that Raven Software, who's never really had a full project by themselves, is now in control of this beast. And they've seen what massive nerfs do and how much it pisses off the community, and they see what little nerfs, where they're just going to keep making minor tweaks till it works, and then see them complain because it's not fast enough for what they want. And that's an issue. They're literally walking on the finest line ever because the Call of Duty community will come after you. And I mean, just looking at the amount of staff that they only have 225 people compared to Treyarch's 626 and Infinity Ward's 400 and some. I mean, this studio is trying to do what they can with what they have, with who's telling them to do what. And it's coming at them from all sides, and the Call of Duty community will actively harass these devs on Twitter, tell them terrible things. And it is just outrageous. Why? Oh, because you didn't nerf the gun that I wanted you to nerf, and you didn't buff the gun that I wanted you to buff. The Call of Duty community is the most toxic thing on the planet, and people acknowledge that. They say, yeah, that's true. Yeah, the Call of Duty community is absolutely terrible. They are the most toxic people in the world. But we just accept that and be like, yeah, that's fine. That's normal. Just your average Call of Duty fan, just harassing a dev, making their life miserable when all they wanted to do was make video games because that's what they played. That's what these guys played when they were younger. They were like us, but they made it. They made it to make these games, and now they're being treated like garbage because they have to walk this fine line that you made for them. Not specifically you, it's a general you. As in, like, the whole group of Call of Duty community individuals. And while yes, the game has had its major issues, that does not excuse the fact that people are outright giving these devs death threats. I'm pretty sure some guy doesn't deserve his life getting threatened, or girl, I don't discriminate, because of the fact that he didn't buff a weapon, or they didn't add enough points of interest. Yes, I'm passionate about Call of Duty myself. I love this game. I'm grinding out Cold War even though I'm not a big fan of the game. Why? Because I want to see this game thrive. If I know that there's at least somewhat of a player base, Treyarch will try to support it. They always try unless Activision pulls the plug, and they haven't done that yet. I love Call of Duty, but seeing the community now drives me insane. It drives me up a goddamn wall. And I'm not even trying to say if you don't like how they're doing it to stop playing the game. Yes, be passionate about it. Hey, I would love to see this put in the game. I would love this to happen. Hey, these files were found in the game. What do you have to say about that? Have passion. Show these people that you love this game as much as they do. But god damn it, do not give them death threats over this stuff. This is menial. This will not matter in the future. And yes, I rage. And I shouldn't, because it won't matter in the future. You got me there. But it just does not matter. I am not causing harm to anyone but myself. When you send death threats because the game isn't precisely how you want it, that's crazy. You're a crazy person if you do that. If you have ever sent a death threat to a dev because the game wasn't perfect, you're goddamn crazy. Very, very crazy. And I know this was a rant. I'll try to have a bit more structure when I talk about Verdansk and the fact that we're not getting a new map. And I'm also going to have another video kind of like this with Minecraft. So they're not all going to be negative and just ranty, angry videos. I will be talking about Minecraft and their new update and how I'm super excited for that. But anyways, if you like this, press the like button. If you didn't, because I kind of just shit on a lot of people, hit that thumbs down. I just want to see how this video goes. Leave a comment down below what your thoughts are. If you see or if I said anything that was not right, please put it in the comments. Correct me, please. I read every comment. I will make a correction somehow. I'm still new to this whole YouTube game, but I will try to find a way. Thank you, and have a good day.